Good morning. Thanks very much for joining us here at the Ability Center. Let me know when you're ready to go. You're good to go? Okay. All right. Throughout this election campaign, our leader, Tim Hudak, and my 106 fellow candidates have shared a message of hope that with the right choices, we can create 1 million new jobs, that we can choose to balance the budget, that we can choose to control your energy costs, that we can choose to create 1 million new jobs. The Million Jobs Plan is about pointing forward to a better, brighter future, and not about pointing fingers at others. Ontario deserves a debate about ideas, a debate about how we can balance the budget, a debate about how we can create jobs. Instead, we've seen the leader of the Liberal Party spend this entire campaign angry, negative, and lashing out at others. Personal attacks against the Prime Minister, attack ads against the leader of the NDP, personal attacks against our leader, Tim Hudak. Ms. Wynne, Ottawa already has a leader of the opposition. Ontario voters are looking for a premier and a plan. It's a sign of desperation from the Liberal Party that cares more about keeping their own jobs than creating new jobs. I can understand why they're so angry and negative. They don't want people to focus on their record, the million people without a job, the record debt, the gas plant scandal, and so Kathleen Wynne attacks. But Kathleen Wynne's negativity will never put people back to work. Our Million Jobs Plan will. While the Liberal Party launches attack ads, the Ontario PC Party is launching a hope ad that I'm very proud to share with you right now.
So here we stand at a moment of truth for our great province. It's a time of challenge, but it's also a time of hope. And we have hope because we have a choice of new solutions or more problems, a choice of progress or further decline. We have all that it takes to make Ontario the best place to find a good job, to start your career, to build a family. And I will not ask the people of this province to vote against the other leaders, but to vote for a plan for a better Ontario.
Thank you very much. Happy to answer any questions.
You're saying Tim Hudak has a plan, it's going to be about hope.
Yes.
What about all those people? I mean, there are going to be job cuts, there are people who are worried, but there are going to be people who are
Yes.
unemployed, people who are not been putting money back into the economy.
Yes.
What do you say about that? What about those worries? Because those job cuts, if a PC government is elected,
Yes.
will be coming.
Well, our plan is very realistic. We're only talking about taking things back to 2009 levels. We are going to do a program-by-program review and make sure that we have programs that we actually need in Ontario. And if there are programs that we don't need anymore, well then, of course, there may be some job losses. But a lot of those losses, reduction, will come from attrition. This is over a 4-year period. It's about the program review, and it's about making sure that we can get the best value for taxpayers. So this is all in line with the recommendations that were made by the Drummond Commission. That's what he recommended. This was commissioned by the Liberals themselves, and they've chosen not to follow it. But I think that it's a very reasonable proposal that Mr. Drummond put forward, and we're prepared to follow it.
We're here at the Ability Center. Why here?
Yes. We're here, well, this is a very important location here for me locally, but I think it also signals our party's intention to make sure that everyone's abilities are celebrated and that everyone has an opportunity to move forward in Ontario. You may have noted in our platform that we talk a lot about getting people with disabilities into the workforce if they're able to work. We want to work with employers. We want to make sure that there are post-secondary opportunities for people with disabilities, that everyone should have an opportunity to live a life of dignity and purpose. And having a job is, in large part, the way forward for people.
Personally, why does this mean so much to you, this ability?
This is a project that I've been working on personally for almost 15 years, and it means a lot to the people of our area that we wanted to create a place that was barrier-free, where everyone could come and be welcome, to have a home, to have a friend, to have a life, and this is a hub for people in our community, and it's something that I have worked on very hard in the past and I continue to work on. It's so important that everyone have a chance in life.
It's clear that these issues are important to you, and we've seen the platform comments, more mental health care services and emphasis
Yes.
on those kinds of social programs. But at the same time, we're also looking at a government that might cut to, balance the deficit earlier. What about
Yes.
people who are worried about how you're going to build on those social programs, but at the same time, cut
Yes.
the cost of government spending?
Well, I think we're on a path of irresponsible spending right now that puts the very services that we value so highly in jeopardy, our healthcare services, our educational services. And so what we focused on in our platform is to bring our economy back to health, to make sure that people have jobs, that we can erase our debt and we can move forward so that we can protect all of those other programs and make sure we have the ability to pay for them now and into the future. So it's a situation where we're going to have to go through some tough times in order to make sure that we have a sustainable future for our children and grandchildren.
What are people who are worried that, class sizes are going to increase, but there are going to be fewer teachers, but at the same time you want to raise math scores? There seems to be like a few contradictory elements to that.
Well, again, I think if you take a look at the Drummond Commission, the recommendations in education that were made are exactly what we're following, that we can increase class sizes slightly without compromising the quality of education that children will receive, and that we can save $460 million that we can put into helping children with special needs, making sure that they can move forward, helping children with developmental disabilities, all of those things that we need to refocus our priorities on to make sure that those children get the help that they need.
The PCs haven't been in power for about a decade here in Ontario.
Yes.
Your late husband, if you were watching this campaign unfold, it's still early, but
Yes.
with these different platforms, what do you think he'd be saying right now?
I think he would be fully in line with the platform that we've put forward. As you know, he was very much a fiscal conservative, but he also knew that we needed to protect vulnerable people. And that's what we're doing with our platform by focusing on things like mental health and addictions issues, by making sure that children with special needs get the help that they need in school. Those are the types of priorities that he had, and I think that they're reflected in our platform, and I'm very proud of it.
Would he be proud?
Yes, he absolutely would be.
NDP leader Andrea Horwath has announced a part of her party's education plan today, saying that they're going to renovate and bring to life underused schools in Ontario communities. What does PCs have to say to that particular part of the NDP plan?
Well, I understand that she has brought that forward. I haven't had a chance to review the details of it just yet, but I would say that what we need to do is make sure that we can afford all of these things. We have to cost this out. It isn't a limitless budget, unlike the sort of collection of wishes that the Liberals brought forward as a so-called budget several weeks ago. We have costed out our plan. We know that it's affordable. We can't continue to spend beyond our means. We need to get our debt and our deficit under control before we spend more money.
Take a couple more.
Just in terms of this ad, I noticed it's about hope. I mean, what was the idea between this sort of advertising as opposed to what we saw from the Liberals last weekend?
Well, we want to have a debate about ideas. We don't want to be attacking other people personally. What we want to do is showcase our platform and show our vision for Ontario and let the people of Ontario see that we do have a plan. We have a plan that is both fiscally responsible and socially responsible, and we want to have an opportunity to showcase it to people. And that's why we're focusing on a hopeful vision forward, not looking back and attacking other people.
We're about a month away from Election Day. What do you think is going to be the defining factor in this election, the defining issue?
I think it's really a question of credibility, for one thing. I think the Liberals have a very bad track record. They've gotten us into waste and scandals with Orange, with eHealth, with the gas plant scandal. I think people are really looking for someone who is prepared to take charge, who has a plan, who is fiscally responsible, is going to make the right choices for the province. And I think that when people look at that and they look at the other leaders and what they're saying, I think that they're going to take a look at the Ontario PC Party and our leader, Tim Hudak. We're the only ones with a plan. We have a vision for the future. We want to take Ontario back to its rightful place as first in the country.
Ms. Mayor, pension reform, obviously, it's a federal issue.
Yes.
But what would you say to seniors that are living, below poverty line, the amount of money that they get?
Yes. I think that there is work that needs to be done on that, but as has been mentioned federally, it's something that we need to make sure that we are on a more stable financial basis in the country before we can start talking about pension reform. Right now, we have 1 million people out of a job in Ontario. You can't put money away for a pension if you don't have a job. So we need to do this in the right order, get our priorities and the basis, the foundation laid first, and then work on that. That's the way I think we need to proceed. I think that the idea of having this Ontario pension plan is not going to help people in the way that they think it's going to, so I would certainly urge people to take a look at that. It's a collection of promises that have no basis in reality.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.